figure out if you guys can hear me because I'm using a microphone today. I remember that last time when I had a live, somebody was complaining that it was too low. So could you please let me know if you can hear me? Let's see. I see that there are 3 people here. Could you kindly let me know if you guys can hear me? If you can't hear me, I'm just going to have to unplug my microphone. Let's see. Hi, Chayli. Hi, Krishna. Guys, can you let me know if you can hear me? Because I'm using my microphone today. This guy over here. So, hi, Sarah. So, I just want to know. Sarah says yes. Okay, good. So, you guys can hear me. Good. Okay. Hi, Diva. Great. Awesome. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. I'm a little bit tired. Hi, Nanesha. Hi, Andrea. It's been a really bountiful and abundant cycle in the last 2 weeks. Hi, A. Hi, Nina Love. In Nina's place, it's morning. For me, is like late evening here. And yeah, it's been a pretty, I would have to say, I was happily overwhelmed in the last 2 weeks. How has this energy growing? How has it been for you guys, this full moon in Gemini energy? Hi, Haley. Hi, Eva. Hi, Dr. Rajan. So happy to see you guys here. Oh, Eva messages. Oh, that's so cool. Eva is on TikTok, guys. You should go and give her some likes, some follows. She's really awesome. She does amazing readings in Portuguese, right? If I'm not mistaken. Hi, Hope Personal. Yeah, so lots of things to celebrate. I am overwhelmed in the best kind of way. I had a lot of personal orders I was working on. I'm so happy that you guys took advantage of my sale. I'm also happy to see that you guys are watching the videos that I had with the fundraisers. Hi, Chris. Chris is from New York. Hi, so happy to have you here with us. Yeah, sure, Eva, anytime. So we are right now in this beautiful energy of Gemini, and the most important thing that happened to me, aside from the beautiful orders and the support with the fundraisers this week, has been books. Jesus Christ, books have been amazing. Like there was one of the biggest book events, a book fest that took place in Bucharest over the last week, like 5 days of books and conversations with authors and signing books and just books, 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 you know, information, reading, writing. I love to be at book fairs. I love the smell of freshly printed books. It's such a big turn on for me. And as you guys know, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is this energy of reading, writing, exchanging facts, knowledge, information. It is the energy of the Gutenberg press, right? It is the energy of the content that we put on the internet, because the World Wide Web as a creation is very Aquarian, but the content that we upload to the internet is very Mercurian, yeah? So at the moment, all of these issues related to documents, signing things, trade, selling, there was the Black Friday event, right, over Thanksgiving weekend, and lots of people were ordering things and, you know, trying to get all the presents for Christmas. So again, that's a very Mercury, Hermes like Gemini energy, trading, selling and buying, purchasing things, right? Getting deals, haggling. That's a Mercurian energy. Hi, Breath of Fresh Air. Hi, Apurva. I'm so happy to have you here, guys. We're 26 people right now in the chat. I'm super happy. I never expect people to be online at the same time at which I actually say that I will be online. So it's always a really beautiful surprise for me. And if you miss these lives, don't worry. They are always recorded, and you can always go on my main channel's page. You can see the live tab, and all of the full moon lives, the previous ones, were uploaded there. Yeah. Hi, Chayli. Draconian charts. Okay, at the moment I'm learning a lot about astrology. I'm in the process of creating my astrological library. To be honest, I haven't studied such a topic in depth. The draconian energy for me seems a little bit dark. But I've heard of them. I've heard of people using them. I don't know exactly what they are meant to do. I will do some more research and I will try to look into it. But one of the things I would say is that in astrology, sometimes things can be very easily described and analyzed just by focusing on the simple things. You don't really have to go so in depth into so many complicated spreads and like the ways in which you kind of like the whole house system, Placidus, the Western way in which you can see the chart, the Vedic way in which you can see the chart. I think that a lot of the times, a lot of us complicate ourselves. You can reach the same kind of beautiful, crafted astrological analysis even without needing to go in depth into some obscure point or something really weird. Like, for example, I'm reading at the moment about the part of fortune. I'm very close to finishing a book on this issue, and I published some shorts on the spiritual cosmos. Go and have a look, guys. I show you how you can find uh, all of the 97 parts, all of the Arabic parts, the lots, as they are also called in astrology. You can easily find them on astroseek.com. But in spite of the fact that I find the part of fortune really interesting, even if I am also drawn to the idea of a draconic chart and I would like to learn more about what it is and how you can use it, I do think that if you want to know if a person is obsessive in a chart, you can easily deduce that by looking at their Mars Pluto placements. You don't have to go so in depth and check, I don't know, the part of Saturn or something really weird if their high leg is poorly affected, or if in Vedic astrology they've got the moon in a really malefic nakshatra. Yes, sure, of course. It's super fun to look into these things, and I am also digging up a lot of obscure information. I love the occult, I love to explore mysteries. But at the same time, I feel like people complicate themselves needlessly. Like I was happy to attend a conference by the Romanian Astrological Association in September. And, there were these really brilliant minded astrologers there with years of experience, right? And they have written books on the subject. And I was super happy to be among them. And when they were interpreting a chart, they were talking so much about the high leg and the malefics. And I was like, yeah, but I can see what you're saying just by looking at the Venus and Mars placements of that person. Like, why do you need to make it so complicated? Why do we need to go into Black Moon Lilith squaring in a weird way the asteroid Eris when you can actually see that that person has a Mars conjunct Pluto in the sign of Scorpio retrograde, and that actually shows a person that is quite obsessive and sexually compulsive, and has some problems controlling their deepest, darkest desires. So yes, I will do some more research on the draconic chart. I love learning, but at the same time, I also want to give you guys a cautionary suggestion that sometimes we complicate ourselves by looking too deeply into things. I sometimes get requests for birth chart orders, and you guys already know your placements. I'm always wondering, like, why are you coming to me then if you know your chart? Why are you coming to me? I mean, I do appreciate it. It's a big bonus to my ego, obviously, because I love to help you out. But sometimes you guys ask me about for example, all sorts of cusps issues, or for example, some of the houses in your chart are not visible, and it's mostly because you're using a chart that has a specific weird placement, like you haven't chosen the whole house system. If you use the whole house system, you see the full houses, and then anything that has to do with blockages to your fourth house or your 11th house disappear. So it all depends on the system you're using, the philosophical, astrological mindset. I am often asked by many if I'm doing Vedic astrology and why not, because it's the correct kind of astrology. First of all, there is no such thing as a correct mindset. It is just one way of looking at life. There are so many different ways of looking at life, and this is why I really find that individuals who despise astrology and who constantly make fun of astrologers are people who are very limited in their mindset. There is no such thing as an ultimate truth. you know, it's a variety of subjectivities, a variety of mindset, an abundance of philosophies. And this is the beauty of Sagittarius season and the moon in Gemini at the moment. These are the signs of the lower mind, Gemini, Mercury, the mind that deals with everyday neighborhood related events, gossip, you know, things that we hear on the grapevine. Ooh, what did this person do? Ooh, what did that person do? You know, I need to tell my relatives really quickly. Text, 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 text. That's a Gemini. And then the higher mind, the elevated mind, the mind that is obsessed with finding the truth, the mind that spends hours in a library trying to draw from a variety of philosophical ideas and trying to put it all in a cohesive whole. That's Sagittarius, yeah. So that's the academic, the natural born academic, yeah, the adventurer, the explorer, not necessarily of the world, because I know a lot of Sagittarians have this physicality. It's like, I'm going to go out into the world and explore it with my body. And that's one side of the Sagittarius mindset. But then you have the other Sagittarian, the introvert, the thinker, the bookworm, right? The one that is like, I'm going to explore everything all in my mind. I'm going to create a whole universe just with my thinking. And it works for them because they have this power of just pushing through barriers. They don't see barriers. Other signs may be limited, you know. For example, earth signs, before they do something, they could think, how is this practical? How is this going to help me? Is this useful? Should I put my energy into this? I'd rather just rest or eat, you know, or sleep. While fire signs in general, they don't see those limits there. They are just like, I feel it, I need to do it. I need to do it right now. I'm going to buy a motorcycle. I'm going to go to this conflict area and see what's happening there. You know, I'm going to tell this person that I love them, and I'm going to do it by using a brass band. You know, so that's kind of the vibration that we're dealing with at the moment. But I wanted, before we get into the mini readings, I wanted to show you some pictures from this gorgeous astrology book from Taschen. It's basically a collection. It's kind of like a coffee table book. Although we should love coffee table books, I think that they're beautiful. They have some of the most beautiful photos that I've seen. And in this one, I wanted to show you some images of how Mercury or Gemini is represented. So there we go. The first image is this one. This is so cute and kind of kitschy as well, I would say, but cute nonetheless. So we see here the twins. In Greek mythology, these were the twins Castor and Pollux, and they represent the light side of a Gemini and also the darker side, right? The mischievous side, the one that backstabs you and talks trash about you behind your back, but then they put on a nice smile and they're like, no, who, me? Never. You're just making things up, right? So low vibrational Geminis can be master manipulators. They don't care about anything. It's all about, I'm just going to make fun of you mercilessly in your face and you're not even going to notice it. They tell you one thing, but they think something completely different. They say yes, and then they go on and they do whatever they want. You never know. You never know with them. You know, it's always a guessing game, right? So I'm talking here about low vibrational Geminis. They can be also quite narcissistic, quite obsessed with themselves, and kind of like a teenager. Geminis are considered to be in the evolutionary cycle of the human. If you think of the zodiac as the growth of a human being from a baby, Aries, to the wise old man, Pisces, then Geminis would be what happens after puberty, basically. So the really rough period when a teenager is trying to go out into the world, and you got these moments of intense idealism, and it's like, yeah, everything's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna be different than my parents. I'm just gonna be, you know, the coolest in the neighborhood. And then you get those lows, those moments of society sucks, I don't want to be here, that emo vibe, right? So a higher vibrational Gemini is one of the most reliable friends you will ever have. This is the kind of friend that is able to get you out of a funk. This is a person that constantly helps you to see your problems in a completely different way. And that's a gift, because Sometimes we are able to change our emotions if we change our mindset. That's the whole purpose of a branch of psychology called cognitive behavioral therapy. It's all about changing your thoughts so you can control your emotions. So I can't show you this image because it's not safe for work or for YouTube, but we have other images here that show this beautiful duality, right? The dark twin and the light twin. And the beautiful thing about a high vibrational Gemini is that they seem quite friendly and fluffy and sociable and malleable, but actually, Geminis are individuals that are incredibly ambitious. They have a really tough, steely inner core. They're very willful. But unlike a Taurus that lives and breathes through their body this willfulness and this strength and this determination, you see it like with a Taurus, even their nostrils, when they breathe, it's like, you know, they have this power that they exude. With the Gemini, it's covered because Gemini follows after Taurus. So they have mastered Taurus energy. They know about the stubbornness, they know about the practicality. The whole purpose of Gemini is to lift it off the ground, you know, to kind of like bring a breath of fresh air into that Taurian stubbornness and desire to possess, desire to own. So we have here some medieval depictions. These are some of my favorite ones. We see here the twins as well. Um, I think I have some cards. A friend of mine, Christina, actually bought me some cards from, let's see, the Hunterian Psalter. Yeah, I think this is at Oxford University in the Hunterian College, or was it Manchester? Oh God, I forgot. I'm so sorry. But anyway, there she brought me a string of postcards with the zodiac that are taken from the Hunterian Psalter. And this is a document that is stemming from England from the 12th century. Yeah, we have 1170. I can't even pronounce that year. It's just like whew, so out there. Anyway, let's keep it moving. We have here some modern depictions of Gemini energy. Gemini in the major arcana, as you guys know, represents the energy of the counterpart. It represents not only the blending of our light side with our dark side, but it also represents us and our twin, us and our soulmate, the other person that supposedly was created on this earth to be together with us. And I did a reading. Yeah. The name of the book. So wait a second, guys. I'm just looking into the chat. AB is saying this is the book I'm showing you guys. It's Astrology, the Library of Esoterica from Taschen. Yeah, this is the one. It was kindly donated to my channel by one of you guys. I have the witchcraft one as well and the plant magic. I think it's called the Magic of Plants. And I'm only missing the tarot one. So I've yet to complete the collection, but I'm sure that I will have the tarot one soon. And yeah, I was talking about the major arcana. So you know that Gemini energy in the tarot, in the major arcana, is represented by the lovers. And the lovers is supposed to be the card of those initial feelings of falling in love, right? The headiness, the lightheartedness. I think I listened recently to a description of, well, I watch like commentary channels on YouTube quite a lot in the mornings when I wake up. I need something to stimulate my brain, and I just watch these kind of like rapid fire analytical channels before I get into the tarot. And there was one channel that was describing like the art of Jim Carrey. And it's interesting because this full moon is touching on his moon. He has a moon in Gemini. He's a Capricorn sun with a moon in Gemini and an ascendant in Scorpio. And I personally really love him. I just think that he's this epitome of find humor in tragedy. Like his life has been so tough and quite challenging, and he has a couple of like dark love romantic situations in his life. And I feel like he's just the dark jester, you know, like his life is just very interesting. And yeah, he's also an accomplished painter. And in the documentary, Jim Carrey was saying about this energy of, Yeah, look, guess who is saying I have Gemini in the eighth house, Chiron as well. Yes, me too. I have Chiron and Gemini in the eighth house. If you're born around 86 or 87, 1986 or 1987, normally you would have Chiron and Gemini. And especially if you have a Libra ascendant or a Scorpio ascendant in certain cases, then Chiron will fall in your eighth house. I have that too. And I think this is the reason why I'm doing the kind of occupation that I'm doing. Chiron in the eighth house is healing yourself by practicing the occult. And it's also the hands, right? So using the hands, because the Gemini rules over the hands, over digits, over, you guys know that apparently the veins in our hands and the way in which they look, it's a direct rendition of how our cortex was built. So it's connected. I mean, like the digits are connected to a neural structure. And when something happens to our brain, it also is shown in the patterns in our hands. That's why it's fascinating to get a palmistry reading, right? Because in a way, by reading somebody's palm, you're not just forecasting their future, you're looking into the individual's mind. You see their mind, the way that they have shaped their mind. And you may also be able to tell whether they have certain neurological afflictions. So another thing that has come to my attention recently, sorry, I was talking about Jim Carrey and I completely segued into this because I kind of forgot what I wanted to say about Jim Carrey with his moon in Gemini. It slipped my mind. Maybe it will come back to me. Again, another thing with this full moon in Gemini is the fact that we tend to be a little bit all over the place. Yeah, so Gemini energy is I begin an idea and I forget to end it because another thought came to me and I feel like I'm really channeling this energy at the moment. So I do apologize, guys. I will be more focused when I'm doing your mini readings. But yes, I completely lost my other train of thought right now. Natalie, he's a Gemini sun and a Gemini moon. Natalie, you are like four people inside of yourself, you know, like that's the whole thing. I remember, you know, I grew up in a household with two Geminis and a Libra. And whenever me and my mom and my sister would talk, it would feel like we were six people because I'm Pisces, so I'm a dual sign, and they are dual signs. So it's kind of like you have two with two with two in the same room chatting to each other. Yes, I love Scorpio energy as well. I was obsessed in the last 2 weeks with Batman. Something really random happened. So I was on TikTok listening to a woman, Scott Dixon West. She makes these amazingly literate and sensual perfume reviews. And all of a sudden, she said that this perfume smells like Batman, the original version, not the wrist cutter. And I was like, what? Batman is the wrist cutter? What? And then I remembered, oh, it's the movie with Robert Pattinson where he looks really emo. I haven't seen it. I watched it and I was gobsmacked. I was like, oh my God, this movie is a masterpiece. It's hypnotic. I watched it, I think, 3 times in the last week. And it's just, I cannot believe how hot he is in that movie. I genuinely thought that there was something wrong with me because I just kind of like, I was ambushed by the beauty of that movie. And the movie is shot in such a beautiful cinematography. It's all like black and gray and it's constantly raining and there is a lot of orange as well. And I just kept thinking, you know, it's November, the movie takes place throughout of the case that the Batman is trying to solve with the riddle in November. I also watched, before I watched Batman, I watched a series called Dark, a German series on Netflix, which is brilliant. And again, the everything that happened in that series was happening in November as well. So I was like, yeah, there is something here. I'm touching on a timeline here because these movies were released so long ago, and now in November, everything coagulated, and I was randomly inspired to watch them right now. And yeah, I'm so thrilled that I watched them. And I just kept thinking about Scorpio energy very strong, you know, because I watched them during Scorpio season, and black and orange are Scorpio colors. Oh yes, and I wanted to say that I did the career and love reading energy yesterday regarding this Gemini full moon, and there was a lot of orange in the cards. So if you guys go and have a look at the shorts on my channel, on this channel, you will see a career and love reading about the full moon in Gemini, and the cards are showing us so much orange. So I bought an orange pillar candle and I lit it up because I feel this is the energy. This is what this full moon in Gemini is bringing us, the energy of orange. And orange is related to pumpkins. Pumpkins have been used by witches in brewing love potions and in order to stimulate the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is related to our creativity, our intimacy, our love life, our energy of, you know, I want something with all my bowels, with all my heart, with all my, like everything in my skin, in my cell. So a lot of things kind of blended in together in a very beautiful, surreptitious way. And I'm really, really grateful. I mean, I had the best time. Honestly, I was overwhelmed with work and then I went to bed with Batman. So yeah, it was brilliant. But I still can't remember what I wanted to say about. It's so annoying because it was something so beautiful about Jim Carrey. But oh yeah, again another thing. I'm kind of going on a tangent here, but in the Batman, the Riddler is played by, oh God, I forgot his name. Do you guys know him? All I know is that he's a Gemini sun. Momentarily, I'm having this, and I can't use my phone because I'm recording this live on my phone. But anyway, there's this actor who normally you wouldn't see it and you wouldn't see him in such roles. He played in that movie that was the anti-manic pixie dream girl. I don't know, my mind is like overcharged tonight. I think it's because I need to dive into the intuitive part of this session. No, it's not the guy from Spider-Man. Anyway, the guy who plays the Riddler in The Batman, the movie with Robert Pattinson, not Jim Carrey. Thank you so much. Jim Carrey played the Riddler in the previous Batman thing, in the movies with Michael Keaton. Hi, Gita. Anyway, that guy is a Gemini as well, and he plays a really creepy Riddler. And I was thinking about him, and I was thinking about his role. And another thing that happened is that yesterday night, I felt really compelled to watch a movie called The Killing of a Sacred Deer. And again, in that movie, I kept looking at it, and the movie is kind of like, it's a little bit shocking, it's a little bit weird and strange, but Yorgos Lanthimos, the director of the movie, he does these kind of things, you know. It's like it's normal for him to expect a crazy movie. Interesting ideas, but I don't know, his movies look clinical to me. But the thing that stood out to me from my astrologer's brain was that Yorgos Lanthimos is a sun in Gemini, and he cast two actors who were Geminis themselves. Nicole Kidman, who is a sun in Gemini, and Colin Farrell, who is also a sun in Gemini. So, oh, Paul Dano. Paul Dano, thank God I remembered. So the Riddler in the Batman movie, the one with Robert Pattinson, is called Paul Dano. And he normally doesn't play these kind of creepy roles. But in the Batman, he plays a Riddler, and it's shocking how creepy he is. And also the new guy who plays the Joker is the guy who played in The Killing of a Sacred Deer. So what I'm trying to get at in a very weird and messy way, I'm sorry guys, is that a lot of things are connected. And I cannot believe how I was intuitively guided through film, through books, through TikTok, you know, to kind of go on this rabbit hole. One thing led to another, you know. I watched that perfume TikTok. I watched the Batman. The Batman inspired me to watch The Killing of a Sacred Deer. The Killing of a Sacred Deer made me think, oh my God, all of these people are Geminis. Oh my God, it's the full moon in Gemini. I don't know what these things mean yet, but Gemini energy was right in front of me the whole time, the whole week. So yeah, I hope that I'm just helping you understand that things are connected if we pay attention to them, and the way in which we look at the world can really influence the magic that we extract from it. Because if I wasn't an astrologer, if I wasn't so much into film, I wouldn't be able to go down this rabbit hole. I wouldn't know the magic of it. That, oh, that guy's a Gemini and it connects with this other guy, that's a Gemini, and there's a full moon in Gemini. Oh my God. So I hope this makes sense. Now, what I was shuffling earlier is I have here the Priestess of Light Oracle. I felt really inspired to draw a card from this deck. As you guys know, before I jump into the mini tarot readings, I want to pull a card just to see what the overall energy is. I'm also incredibly warm. I don't know why, because there are 6 degrees outside, but usually when I do these kind of lives, I get really warm. And when I read tarot as well, that's why reading tarot in the summertime for me has been a particular kind of hell this year, because we had 40 degrees in the shade. It was like crazy. Jaylee is like, Gemini moons are geniuses. Yeah, I would say so. The genius of a Gemini is the fact that they are able to put into words very clearly things that a lot of the other zodiac signs are noticing. A Gemini is like able to walk into a room and to name and put into words very eloquently everything that other people are thinking or feeling. And that's what makes them so, wow, intelligent. But sometimes I would say that the intelligence tends to be quite pointing out the obvious, or it tends to be quite surface level, not to drag Geminis under the bus. They are wonderful people. Some of my best friends and relatives are Geminis, of course. I know them very well because I grew up among them. It's just that sometimes it just feels like they're quite surface level, you know, and it shows in their attention span as well. It's like they move from one thing to the other very quickly, like I began the introduction to this live, and I do apologize, but I do think that I am channeling very deeply into this Gemini energy. Also, I'm very happy today. I'm celebrating. You guys know that full moons are opportunities for us to celebrate. So, yeah, I have some wine here, some red wine ceremonially. I like to have a cup of something to cheer. And we also have the energy that dropped to the table from the Priestess of Light. We have here wisdom. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the goddess Saraswati, the goddess that is playing the lyre. Or, sorry, not the lyre. It's the sitar, right? If any of you is Indian or has certain Hindu knowledge, please tell me, how do you call this instrument? I would say it's a sitar, but maybe I'm mistaken because I'm not good with musical instruments. Barry Keoghan. Yeah, that's the name of the guy that played in The Killing of a Sacred Deer and is the Joker in the new Batman. Creepy. Wow, he's such a good actor. Such a good actor. So creepy, but good at what he's doing. Ariana saying, my sister has a stellium and Gemini and she's a clown. Yeah. So it's all about that, right? The beautiful thing about being a clown and a jester, right, is that you can say the truth and people will not take offense. That's the whole meaning behind the gesture, the jester. The jester can actually say the truth without being punched in the face. Or at least we hope the jester is not being punched in the face, because the jester creates a personality that nobody takes seriously, and therefore they are given the freedom to say really tough, uncomfortable truths. And that's the whole kind of contradiction as well. They can say the truth, but nobody believes them, you know, because, ah ha ha, you're the funny guy, you're the funny gal, right? Nobody takes you seriously. But what happens when we need to know the truth and we need to take them seriously? So that's kind of the double bind. And that's, again, how we blend Sagittarius energy, the search for the truth, this obsession with brutal honesty, and Gemini energy. The truth means a lot of different things to a lot of different people, right? In sociology, it's interesting because one of the proponents of the idea that, you know, the social environment is like a theater in which we have a front stage and a backstage was Irving Goffman. And Irving Goffman was born with the sun in Gemini. He's one of the founding fathers of sociology, at least American sociology. And he drew heavily from Shakespeare in the creation of his theory. And it was all about that we have a front self, the front self that we present to the world, and a backstage self, That's what we keep for ourselves. That's our private energy. And this can be shown astrologically through our sun, what people see very clearly, how we behave when we are working in the public sphere. That's our sun energy. And our moon, how we are at home in privacy. When we come home and we take our shoes off and our watches and we go and shower, what we do, that's the moon. So that's what we do in private, and what we do in public, that's the sun. And a lot of us that have flowing energy between our sun and our moons, we tend to be perceived in a similar way by our loved ones and by the public. But some of us that have like a square, let's say your sun is in Pisces and your moon is in Sagittarius, like in my case, or your moon is in Aries and your sun is in Libra, that's an opposition. And that means that you were born on a full moon, like tonight. Yeah, babies born today are born with this opposition between their moon in Gemini and their sun in Sagittarius. So they can be individuals that flip very quickly between these two things. One moment they're hot, the next moment they're cold. One moment they're super excited, the next moment they're careful and detached, you know. And I was reading Sue Tompkins' book, Aspects in Astrology, and she describes a full moon individual, a person born with this opposition between the sun and the moon, as a person that is very codependent, a person that constantly needs to be in a relationship with someone because it's hard for them to understand who they are and how they feel if they don't have another individual that kind of grounds them. While a new moon individual, a person born with both the sun and the moon conjunct, like let's say you're a sun in Taurus with a moon in Taurus, that means you were born on a new moon. You are incredibly independent. So the opposite of a full moon individual. Yeah. Pisces Virgo here. Shaylee is saying, okay, so where do you have a sun in Pisces and a moon in Virgo? Okay, let's see. We also have okay, wait, give me a second, guys. Globus Magnificus is asking, I just woke up from a dream where it was a moon eclipse, meaning I have the ascendant in Gemini. What does it mean to have a dream of an eclipse? Think about it. If the light of the moon disappears in your dreams, that means that there is some sort of emotional block. The moon represents emotions, it represents our unconscious. Even in your dreams, like there is such a big psychic block in your mind, you could be so rational that even in your dreams, you are resisting getting in touch with the contents of your unconscious energy. There is some sort of emotion you're not processing. It could be extreme rage, deep melancholy, and you're trying to run away from it. And it appears in your dreams as an eclipsed moon, an eclipsed capacity to feel, an eclipsed capacity to dive deep into your unconscious. You may be afraid of digging deep within yourself. There is also a problem there related to the mother figure because the moon represents the mother. So there could be a certain taboo related to the mother. It appears in your dreams as a temporary absence of the moon's light because it could be that you're struggling in your connection to your mother. Maybe she's sick, maybe she's too critical of you, maybe you don't want to talk to her. Deal with the relationship to your mother and you will see how you will have dreams of a full moon, bright, clearly visible moon. Okay? Let's see, Eva Dudley, I'm a Libra sun, Aries moon. Yeah, well, that means that you were born on a full moon. You're a full moon baby. So that means that you have a big desire to relate to other people. And this is further emphasized by the fact that you are born with the Libra sun. You are the sign of relating, of relationshiping, of being, you know, in love, creating solid contractual arrangements between you and your business partners, or a marriage contract between you and your romantic partner. Geminis tell the truth and are not liked by others. We are disgustingly honest. Yeah, because you guys can sometimes insult people as well. You know, that's the truth. You know, if you wanna dish it, you know, you can also take it. So yeah, Gemini sometimes can insult people. My mother insults me in my face so many times. It's like the amount of times that I had to forgive her and that I had to just silently sit back and be like, don't reply right now because you are the bigger person, you know. Um, I can't even count it, you know. I don't have digits. And also my memory is not what it used to be, as I'm still not remembering what what my point was with Jim Carrey. Yes, but cheers, guys. Full moons are times of celebration. I hope that you had a really good couple of weeks from tomorrow, I would say, because full moon energy, we can say that it's taking place exactly today at exactly this astronomical time, but it tends to be like with a margin of 1 or 2 days before and after, because energy tends to kind of move a little bit slower than our minds and our thoughts and how we like to do our calculations. So from tomorrow, the energy is going to slowly wane. The moon is going to slowly disappear from the sky as it will reach the point of its renewal. So we will feel a little bit more tired. Yeah, it's increasingly so because we are nearing the season of winter, and it's also that push towards hibernation. I mean, I've been really struggling to get things done in spite of the fact that I'm super excited. I want to help people. I want to do a lot of things. I've been picking up on my workout routine lately, and I'm super excited about that. But I had to like kick myself in the butt each day to just like, come on, go and do this. Come on, go and work out. Come on, go and work. Because I just feel like sleeping all day long. And sleep has been really good. Jaylee is saying, I love astrology so much. Me too. It's awesome, isn't it? I don't understand why people hate it so much. Some of my favorite commentary channels on YouTube, those guys that have millions of subscribers, they all trash astrology so heavily. I had to unsubscribe from some of them last week because I was just like, you know what? I'm here listening to you. You have millions of subscribers, and you're just saying that astrology is for stupid people and that it's not working. And ha ha ha, people who uh, listen to astrology are like idiots. And I'm like, I'm done being insulted, and I'm done. Obviously, I shouldn't take it personally, but I do because what's the harm? I don't understand what's the harm in supporting an astrological viewpoint of the world. There are people out there that are right wing, that have radical political ideas which are 10 times more dangerous than supporting astrology. But yet, astrology is the one that constantly gets kicked and beaten, philosophically speaking, in all of these debates. And I also think it's something related to rational ego, like people who think that they've got life figured out, that there is no God, that astrology doesn't make sense, that everybody who thinks that the occult exists is an idiot. I mean, how do we know? How do we know? Nobody knows where we come from. Nobody knows why we're here. We have science, we have a lot of ways in which we can measure reality. We understand so many things at a physics level, and even the world's greatest physicists have reached the same conclusion. There is something magical out there, yeah? Like, we shouldn't completely disregard these weird phenomena. So I don't understand. I just think it's very small minded. I think it's limiting, and I think it's really insulting to the vast majority of people that are awakening to the beauty of astrology. How can it harm? Maybe it can harm in the case in which you start to split up from people just because they're not compatible to you, or when you start to hate on them just because they are a sign that you don't like. So I don't support that kind of astrological bigotry. That's definitely not something I would support. But aside from that, I don't really see how astrology can be hurtful. It's just something that it's a different way of looking at reality. It's a different way of understanding our spiritual story here on earth. Yeah? And to me, I am an astrologer 100%. I came out of the closet, it took me forever. And I'm going to continue to do this kind of work no matter how many people criticize me or tell me that I'm weird or wrong. I know I'm weird. I'm a Pisces. It's not going to change. So, yeah. Wow. Jaylee is sharing with us that she was in a coma on a ventilator for 3 days and she crossed over to the other side when she was 19. Oh my goodness. You see, so there are these moments. I remember the actress Sharon Stone also had a near-death event, and she also said the same thing. She was clinically dead for I think 3 seconds, and then she came back, And since then, she took a completely different approach to her life. And she even stopped appearing in so many Hollywood appearances, and her career kind of took a step back because she focused more on the spiritual side of her life, which is fascinating to me, if you ask me. Okay, so we are under the energy of the goddess Saraswati, who's playing the sitar, I would assume. And the energy, we see here the couple of swans at the bottom of her feet, which talk about long-term commitments. And we see here the keywords learning, joy, art, and music. So these are the things that are super supported with this energy. If you're struggling with something at the moment, if you find this Gemini full moon energy to be a little bit chaotic or irritating, unsettling maybe, then lean on a beautiful piece of art, a really good book. Lean on some music. Music is phenomenal as long as Saturn is in Pisces. It heals us on such a deep level. Ever since Saturn entered Pisces, I moved into my home, and the home has such a weird acoustic, and I've been so incredibly sensitive with my hearing. Um, the only thing that kind of helps this is if I kind of isolate myself, if I draw these boundaries around my home, if I lock the windows and the doors. I've even walled up. My parents helped me phonically isolate a wall in my house, like in a studio, like in a producer studio, just because I need the stillness. And then if I choose some sort of spiritual music, it's just so healing on a deep level. So try that out as well, especially if you're phonically challenged at the moment. I feel that it's just also a consequence of the fact that Uranus is in Taurus. Uranus in Taurus is really turning up the volume on all of our senses, right? So touching, tasting, hearing, seeing, it's in a constant change, it's a constant revolution. And I think it's because of our relationship to electricity. It's completely changing. I mean, we're so plugged into all of these devices, and they have these kind of weird effects on our bodies, on our senses. I don't think that we yet understand the full extent of these changes, but we are becoming more and more Homo technologicus, right? Homo roboticus rather than Homo sapiens. I think we passed that a long time ago. Okay, big words aside, I am going to begin right now the mini tarot session. So please get ready. One question, one person at a time. Yes, Paul Dano, thank you so much. Yes, it came to me. Hopefully I will remember what I wanted to say about Jim Carrey, because this is ridiculous. I can't believe it. I'm thinking about writing an article, an astrological article about his chart to begin the new year. I'm really, really happy that I was able to stick to the fact of publishing for each season a specific article looking at a celebrity. I still have, until the year ends, I still have for Sagittarius season. I'm preparing an article on two really famous Sagittarius women. I'm not going to tell you who. One of them is a synastry, it's a relationship analysis. And the other one is a really potent, kind of like autobiographical analysis. Okay, Gita. Let's begin with Gita. Who is coming towards me? By the way, guys, I'm using the Dreaming Way Tarot. Hey, Lavi. Oh, Nina, in a second. I'm going to talk about human design charts. Jesus Christ. Okay. In a second, in a second. So, Gita, who is coming towards me? Somebody who you don't expect. We have the Four of Cups here. So you may be looking at the people in front of you. You may have a couple of options at the moment and you're waiting for one of them to actually reach out. I see that somebody completely different is coming your way. Somebody that you don't even expect. It could be just like a random stranger that you meet on the street and this person decides to exchange phone numbers with you. Now, before I dive into the next question, Nina is asking, what are my thoughts about human design charts? First of all, I need to say, my opinion is not very well informed because I've only heard in passing about human design charts. One of my friends who was also purchasing tarot readings and astrological reports from me was also obsessed with human designs and tried to kind of like constantly tell me about it. I think that human design is, it's again coming back to that problem of people feeling prejudiced against astrology. I don't see the point of human design charts. We have personality inventories like the Myers-Briggs personality inventory from a psychological point of view. And then we have astrological knowledge. We can create charts with so much knowledge out there. Why are we creating a human design idea? It's almost as if, to me, people who get human design charts are people who are ashamed of admitting that they are into astrology, but they don't want to actually confess, or they don't want to admit that, hey, I'm into, the occult. So they try to adopt this human design cool sounding tag to make themselves look intellectual, smart, and rational. Not like all the other plebs who are doing astrology. Please, I'm doing human design. It's intelligent sounding, yeah? It's kind of like that same feeling that I had when, do you remember Gwyneth Paltrow, when she consciously uncoupled from Chris Martin instead of just divorcing or separating like all the other plebs? That's kind of the vibe. So to me, human design, I don't see the point of it. I'm doing astrology. I have my psychological knowledge. Why is there the need for human design? It's a collection of types. It's a collection of descriptors that include that specific type. Why is it different than being an INFJ or a Sun in Pisces? I don't know. But I'm going to do more research on that. I'm going to maybe collect more data, and I will put it all in an article, because at the moment my opinion tends to be a bit negative. But who knows, maybe the more I dig into this world, maybe I find something quite unique and interesting. So I'm staying open-minded, but for the time being, just so you know, Nina, my thoughts on human design charts, useless. I don't see the point of it. I just think it's a front for rational, intellectual people to separate themselves from astrologers, and I think it's giving astrology a bad name. Okay? Now, let's see. Sana, will I be happy with my drastic hair change? Sana, what are you thinking of doing? Comment and let me know. So what color? Are you going to cut it completely? To be honest, guys, I need to share with you something, okay? Are you ready? I've been thinking about going bald and shaving my eyebrows as well. I've been having this extreme thought in the last 3 months. I decided to just dye it in a two-tone to kind of like express this energy in a more normal way. But I've been feeling the Uranus sitting in opposition from my natal Pluto and Scorpio vibe, which can give you like these radical ideas like shave it all off. Anyway, coming back to Sana, because this is not about me, it's about you, my love. So, will you be happy with your drastic hair change? Let's see what the tarot has to say. Yeah? I don't know if I should cover the baby. Is YouTube allowing children to appear on tarot cards? But I'm just going to cover it up. Yes, I feel like you're going to be super happy. I feel like you're going to express your personality. So, go ahead and do it, you know? It's just hair. Don't attach too much importance to it. I don't know why, as women, we are so conditioned to have this strong emotional attachment to the hair. I've been through so many beauty parlor conversations with people who were constantly saying to me, I cannot cut your hair how you want it to. No, I cannot dye it pink. No, I cannot shave it off. And I'm like, I'm paying you to do something creative and artistic with my hair, and I'm happy to support it. I'm not going to cry, believe me. But like so many hairdressers refused to cut my hair, to change it. I think it's a way to discriminate against women's desires and choices. I don't know. What do you guys think? Okay, Zareen, would you please mind pulling one card? Yes or no? I'm waiting for my partner for past 6 years. I love him. I don't understand the question. Could you please maybe say it as a question? Because I don't understand. Yes and no for what? Do you want to meet him? Is he looking forward to meeting you? Zilan, will he make a move? Let's see. there is something impulsive that he's thinking of doing. So I would say that yes, it could be something that could feel not so well intentioned. Okay, so yes, he's going to make a move, but no, I don't think you're going to be too happy about it. Because the Temperance card shows a person that exaggerates, a person that is very impulsive, hard to control themselves. Yeah, let's see. Will we be together in the new year? This is for Chris Dendo. Okay, let's see. For Chris Dendo, will you be together in the new year? There is something you need to first understand about this connection. There are certain lies that maybe this person has been giving you, creating for you. I don't think that it's from them. I feel that this is something in the environment of this individual. They may have lied about where they come from or where they want to go, where they want to relocate. I feel that there is still some more information for you to absorb and understand before anything can move forward between you and this person, Chris, okay? I'm going to switch the tarot deck because I feel it's being a little bit negative. So I also have the Light Seers Tarot over here. And you know, guys, I cleansed these tarot decks, so maybe it's just the brutal honesty of the full moon in Gemini. I chose 2 tarot decks because the last time I only had 1 tarot deck and it kept giving me the same kind of cards. Sarah, when will Pierre propose to you? Let's see. Very soon, Sagittarius season. Or this card could also represent Aquarius. To me, Temperance always represents Sagittarius energy. That's just how I see it as a tarot reader. But traditionally speaking, this card has been interpreted as the energy of the most beautiful person in the world, this angel of a person that was taken to live up with Zeus in Mount Olympus, and it is represented by the sign of Aquarius. So I see here either in Sagittarius season or in Aquarius. You may actually get a proposal either for Christmas or for Valentine's Day, which is some of the best times of the year, right, to get a proposal. Let's see. Globus Magnificus is saying, from what I know, long hair has actually been a sign of power for men. I definitely think that hair is associated with power, both for men and for women. If you think about how some women across the world that have beautiful, strong, long hair, they sell it. So they could even be this financial power. But it's also because long hair is considered to make one look more romantic and more like lanky and tall and beautiful, like a siren or a princess. But yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. It's like, maybe it's just my perspective because I see life as being a little bit more experimental. I've always had this, it's my Venus in Aquarius, guys, because I always had this idea that it's just like, I'm feeling a creative idea, let's put it into practice. And that to me was more important than if my hair represented power or if I looked beautiful or what's going to happen. Like now I change my appearance and nobody's gonna love me. I really didn't care about that. I just cared about, I have an idea and I want to put it in practice. Why is everybody blocking me? You know, like I always had this creative drive inside of me. Like I want to do my hair blue. I want to, I don't know, draw a mustache on my face. I want to wear weird jewelry right now. That's to me, that's always been my case, you know, and I always felt frustrated when people kept telling me no. Like the biggest thing I hate is to hear a no. But, you know, life had to put me through certain tough experiences so I can understand the meaning of that word. So now coming back to Lepi, will there be any new romantic relations in the next period? Let's see, Lepi. Yes, I see that definitely you are going to feel a little bit more excited about romantic conquests. There may be a younger fire sign that appears in your life. I see here Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, most likely a Sagittarius. Yeah. if you're feeling a little bit low on energy, if you're not feeling in your mojo, you know, if you're not feeling that kind of desire to go out and meet another person and flirt, if you're not feeling desire in any way, I feel that Sagittarius season is the reset. So wait until the end of the season and you're going to feel a little bit more excited about romantic prospects. Yeah. Okay, Ariana. Every time I try to let go, it comes back stronger than ever. What does it all mean? Guys, I just realized I forgot to drink from the wine. I always do that. Norok. May we all be blessed with luck. And the goddess Saraswati that appeared for us tonight, may she bless us with knowledge, music, and the finer things in life, yeah? Now, Ariana, just my intuitive 2 cents. I feel that if something keeps haunting you, it means that something needs to be acknowledged for you to heal, yeah? If you try to let go of someone or something, but it keeps coming back at you in that slingshot effect, it means that something inside of you hasn't resolved. The universe is trying to get you to understand something by being obsessed or haunted by this thing. And the only way that you can understand it is by accepting your emotion. And I see here that you may need to do something physically. You may need to decide to go on a trip or start to work out or just move more, because this movement is going to help you understand the emotion underlining the haunting. It could be that you are trying to run away from a feeling of deep sadness. You're trying to think it's not there. I don't care. I'm just feeling here that there may be even some pent-up anger with the Ace of Wands. So I definitely feel that putting your body into motion, it's going to help you identify the emotion. And once you understand the emotion, you will be cleared of the haunting. It will be easier to let it go and put it behind you. Semela, what's coming into my life next? Sure, Caitlin, in a second. So let's see, Semela. Money. Semela, you're going to get a sum of money. You're going to get gifts. I think that, you know, the holiday season is going to put you in the center. So expect people giving you gifts, people giving you sums of money. Money that you lend to other people will return to you. I also feel that there may be a promotion or the chance for you to move from your current occupation to another work environment. Something that is going to be commensurate to your skills and efforts. Yep, so good, take it, you know. A girl's gotta eat, a girl's gotta pay her bills. Noroc, Globus Magnificus. In a second, guys, because the chat is moving really fast and I don't want to miss what's happening here. So Caitlin, I think, wanted some advice. I can't find your comment, Caitlin, but I think she wanted some advice on her grad. I'm so sorry, guys, that I'm using my finger on the screen. Yeah, cutting hair can feel really liberating and empowering. I can't find it, Caitlin. Could you please type it again? Let's go to Eva. Is there a message from the father of my daughter who passed away January 20th? Okay. The father of Eva's daughter who passed away. Okay, you kind of got two cards here. I'm tempted to pick both of them. We have the Magician and the Strength card. I think he's trying to give you a lot of personal strength from the other side. I think he sees that you are struggling at the moment. It could be that you are overwhelmed by fear, and he's just trying to give you as much empowerment as he can. He's kind of trying to make you feel protected. Both you and your daughter need to feel protected. You may be afraid of all the conflicts that are taking place in the world, and you could feel like the world is not a safe place for you and your daughter now that he's gone. But even from the other side, he's trying to play the role of protector in this relationship to you. Definitely consider getting a longer past life reading if this is something that's been on your heart for a while now, okay? Yes, guys, I need to say, small ad break. um, November is almost over. I think it's about like 3 or 4 days. I always forget if November is a 30th or 31st kind of month. I think it's a 30th, right? It's just until the 30th, not the 31st. Anyway, yeah, 2 or 3 days left for you to take advantage of the sale that I have. You know, my prices had to go up in October, but now I organized the sale in November because, well, yeah, we are having this inflation, this really big economic issues, and I just thought that it would be a great opportunity for you guys to purchase some of my readings with a lower price, yeah? And thank you so much. I've been so busy. So many of you have been taking advantage of this sale, so you have 15% off for new clients. 15, not 50, okay? Because somebody got confused. They wrote me an email, and unfortunately I had to disappoint them. 15 for new clients and 20 for returning clients. Okay, let's see. Samela says she needs more love than money, but hey, I'm taking it. Honey, it's the story of my life. All of my life, I wanted love, and instead, I just get opportunities to work and to make money. So I am slowly leaning into the fact that it's okay to have material goods, it's okay to work, it's okay to make money. Why not? You know, it's helping me to live a really beautiful, independent life, and I guess that love may interfere with that plan. So, yeah. Check your chart, Samela, and see what's going on there. You may have some placements in money-making houses. Okay, Apurva, advice from your spirit guides regarding your career. You are too worried about everything. You are overwhelmed by a lack mentality. I feel that the divine wants you to know that once you share the little that you have, once you value the little that you think you have, you are actually going to figure out that it's much more. Yeah, it's much, much more than you assume. I think that you're looking at your life, at your savings, at your bank account, and you keep thinking, oh, so little. Oh, I never have enough money for anything. Oh, I cannot do this, I cannot do that, I constantly need to save up. The more you think like that, the less you will attract. The more you think, oh my God, I have so much. Oh my God, I can pay all of my bills. Oh my God, I feel like I can give so much to so many people. You have to trick your mind into this kind of thinking, because I can tell you, hand on heart, this is the kind of thinking that attracts towards you more of that thing. It's kind of like, in order to manifest something through this law of attraction, you kind of need to get sick of it a little bit. You kind of need to not want it. And a lot of spiritual leaders and philosophers have reached the same conclusion, right? It's the idea of detaching from your desires so that they come to you naturally without effort and pressure. Not wanting it is exactly what is going to attract something towards you. That's why oftentimes those people that don't think about love, they don't want to be in love, they don't care about love, they are constantly surrounded by other individuals that want to love them. While that person that constantly is yearning for love, pining for love, wondering where is love, is usually a person that feels quite alone and solitary in life. Not that that is necessarily a bad thing. I think that being solitary is blissful because you get to be in silence. So let's see, Sophia Grace. My sister and I are having vivid and significant dreams. What are our dreams trying to tell us? It could be the influence of Saturn and Pisces at the moment, and it's moving towards a conjunction to Jupiter. It's nearing the conjunction. Next year is going to be really interesting, and the beginning of 2025 as well. Vivid dreams, I see that there are some fears related to the future with the Star and the Eight of Cups. And I feel like you guys are processing some deep feelings. It could be that during daytime you don't have time to wallow in your sadness, and in your dreams you're doing exactly that. You are going through events and you're talking to people, and they help you feel. I'm not sure how much you are able to recall from your dreams, but I would assume that in your dreams you cry, you shout, you're angry, you laugh, you have very exaggerated emotions. Um, and there is something here about the future. I don't really see it very clearly, but there is a pain from the past that could be blocking an idea that the future is possible. Let's see. Good. I'm happy, Apurva, okay? Keep up those positive thoughts, guys. Saturn in Pisces is depressing all of us. It's kind of creating this collective energy where we feel so drawn towards negativity, victim mentality, vulnerability. There is this compulsion at the moment in the collective to just feel like, oh, poor little me. When in reality, it's not the case. We are not poor, we are not little. Well, some of us are, children are, pets are, but it's just an illusion. Saturn creates this ego illusions, yeah? Okay. Sorry, I felt a little bit militant over there. Let me just drink a bit from the wine. Maybe it chills me down. Kavya, may I know the future of this connection? Guys, I don't have the name of your person. So these readings could be a little bit biased because I need to know your name and the name of your person, because in this way I can read the energies between the two of you with more precision. So keep in mind, it may not be completely exactly what I'm saying. What is the future of this connection? Hard work. You need to stay determined, put a lot of work into it, and it will reach towards where you want to go. I also see the Hermit. It dropped here. Try to resist the tendency to isolate yourself. I feel that some of you in this connection, you or your person, are quite sensitive, and as soon as there is the slightest hint of a disagreement, or the, how should I say, the opportunity for an argument, you retreat. You retreat and you don't want to talk. You take care of other things. One of you is also escaping into work. One of you is using work as an excuse not to get intimate. Okay, so let's see. Who else? I just want to make sure I'm not missing Chaley. I love Venus in Aqua. I have been dating one for 10 months. I have Venus in Pisces. It's a difficult energy to date. Yeah. Venus in Aqua can make you a really good friend. That's something I really liked about my Venus in Aqua. It gives me the capacity to be in an argument and to truly see my side and the other person's side, and not to get really spastic or crazy. It's like when a person raises their voice at me, which has been the story of my life. You guys have no idea how many people shouted at me and called me names and criticized me. But my Venus in Aqua is like holding everything down, and it's like, here is what I think, here is how you are behaving, here is the middle point. Can we compromise? Can we let this go? It's kind of helping you be the bigger person in certain situations. You know, you agree to disagree and then you walk away. But the problem with Venus and Aqua, and that's been my issue as well, is that as soon as somebody gets close to me, I freak out. As soon as somebody gets to my heart, I either idealize them to the point of forgetting myself, or I freak out, it's too real, and I escape in my mind. So maybe that's my Pisces energy as well. So yeah, it can be a double-edged sword. It's going to be interesting to see in the next 22 years what Pluto is going to do with my Venus. It's Hades and Persephone. That's what's going to do with my Venus. I don't know. I'm trying to be positive about Pluto transiting over my Venus. Is anybody of you in this chat with a Venus in Capricorn? Can you please share how this Pluto transit in Capricorn has influenced you in the last 14 years? I mean, I'm looking at Pluto-Venus transits and in the media, and it's just shocking, horrifying things that I keep hearing, and it's not helping me think positively about the fact that Pluto is going to transit over my Venus in Aquarius in the next 20 years. So, for example, look at Britney Spears, right? She wrote The Woman in Me as some sort of recap of her Pluto crossing over her Venus in Capricorn. But that's another thing because, you know, it's Pluto Saturn. So Pluto Saturn can be really, really, really heavy. But Pluto Uranus, it can be crazy. It literally can be mind bending, time warping, you know. So yeah, if you guys have Venus in Aquarius, Sun in Aquarius, Moon in Aquarius, get ready. Pluto is coming to town, baby. And it's going to get you guys to do that very thing that Aquarians don't like, emote. Feel things deeply. uh, get in touch with desire, yeah. So Lavi is saying his name is Tushar. Okay, Lavi and Tushar. So let's see, let's do it again. I keep getting the same card. Okay, one moment. I'm switching the decks. I see a very calm energy between the two of you, but also it could be that you guys stop talking. It's so calm that neither of you wants to initiate contact. There is definitely more peace. Will you have a committed relationship? You need to talk about it. If you want it, you need to put it into words and ask it of him. And you're going to have to be very brave and take into account the fact that he may decide to say no as well. But if you are not going to put it into words, it's going to be very hard to actually manifest. So talk to him in a very calm, gentle, compassionate way. And I feel like there will be a lot of peacefulness coming between the two of you. You will also get some peace of mind because you'll finally know. Yasina, could you tell me if my ex-boyfriend Milo is going to come back to me? If he said that he doesn't have too much time for you, I would say you're better off without him. Let's say, oh, there is a chance. There is a chance that he's going to understand that he made a big mistake. It could be that he ran away from what he was feeling and tried to use work as an excuse because he temporarily freaked out that he was feeling something for you. Sometimes this happens, you know, people get cold feet even before they get married. Even pregnant women, when they have the baby in their belly, they could freak out and say, no, 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 I don't want to go through this, you know. So sometimes when a really big feeling overwhelms us, we can get cold feet, right? We can chicken out very easily. So give it time. I see here with the Two of Cups that you guys are very compatible. Yep. So you see, sometimes I'm mistaken. My intuition and what I feel is not really on par. That's why it's so important to appeal to astrology and tarot. It's kind of keeping you in check. It's keeping your intuition in check. And I personally see it as bias control, but I don't know. Other people think astrology and tarot is nasty, is unintelligent. Oh God. Anyway, moving on. So, Samela, I already did a reading for you. Let's see. Natalie, my question is, why is it that whenever I dream of my Aunt Lara and her family in the dream, I feel like I can't trust them? Ooh. Okay, let's see. That's fascinating. So, why can't Natalie trust Aunt Laura in her dreams? I'm getting like a burning feeling in my right cheek. A couple of things. So burning feeling could mean shame. You know, when you get red cheeks, you usually get red cheeks because you feel ashamed or because somebody slapped you, right? Slapping of the cheeks as they used to do it with children to discipline them when they were small. But it's also like you have a cheek, you know, like you, what is that word? You're behaving in an arrogant way, you know, the cheek on you, right? That expression. We have your strength. It's because of ego. Although the strength card represents high vibrational Leo energy, I feel in this context, she has this overpowering energy, like it's all about her. Um, you know, nobody else matters. It's all about her, her, her. And I think that the situation is teaching you the strength of standing up to a relative. In your dreams, you cannot trust what Aunt Laura says because in reality, you're doing the exact opposite. You're too trusting with somebody who doesn't have the best intentions in mind. They're very selfish. Somebody in your family, Natalie. So look at whom are you giving your power away to in your family at the moment, okay? Because sometimes our dreams are kind of like a projector image of what is happening to us in reality. For example, you may not have water in the region where you are living temporarily because, I don't know, the city council closed the water. So you repressed your desire for water, and in your dreams, you're dreaming of floods and constant rain and drinking water to the point of drowning yourself. Yeah. So our dreams can have this opposite effect. So Hela, any guidance on love for me? What's coming in? Let's see. Any guidance for Sohela? I also think that physiologically speaking, I'm getting some red cheeks because I have the candle burning right next to me and I was drinking some red wine. And I think that today I forgot to put sunscreen because, you know, as soon as the weather gets cold, I forget to put sunscreen on. I think it's such a hassle, but not a good idea. You should always wear your sunscreen, guys. So, so Hela, I don't know if this is the energy of the previous situation because, you know, when I do these rapid fire readings, I tend to kind of like, I don't have space to cleanse the energy. But I pulled the strength card blocked for you. So there is something here that makes you feel quite weak and powerless in your life, but I want to pull another card for you. Yeah, I feel like you're overwhelmed with options, Sohela. I feel like a lot of opportunities are coming your way, but you're going to have to be very discerning because out of these opportunities, some of them are going to be like red herrings, like situations that look very good, but in reality, they are scams or people that just want to steal from you or take advantage of you. When you really need to be careful and use your intuition and go for that very thing that can work in your higher good. Don't choose with your nether regions or limbic system. Choose with your rational mind, your spiritual side, your values. I hope that makes sense. Let's see. Mojo. Hi, Mojo Sodopi? Can you tell me when I'll be in a relationship? Let's see. As I said, guys, take these readings with a grain of salt. We're just skimming the surface. If you want to get in touch with me, please get a more extensive reading. I'll be happy to help you out. So let's see. Mojo. I see here the Two of Swords. When you will be in a relationship, when you decide to let go of the anxiety of being in a couple. There is a deep fear here regarding being betrayed by another person. So you unconsciously keep yourself away from that very thing that you desire. Maybe logically you tell yourself, yes, I want to be in a connection. Yes, that's the thing I want. But emotionally you're like, ooh, no. You know, it's like, look at this. You don't want to end up in this situation, lied, betrayed to, having somebody completely like control you or mentally kind of manipulate you. This is a card of the mind, and the mind that is split, a mind that is very anxious, doesn't know what to choose. So you have to make the choice, and you have to be brave enough to risk a relationship. Allow somebody to get to know you as you also open up to get to know them. Vocab Victuals. That's a cool avatar. Hello, Lexi. When will I get success in my career? There is a lot of uncertainty in my life right now. Yes, uncertainty is a really big issue collectively for all of us at the moment, because we are in a big transitional stage. But let's see in your career specifically. So don't put too much pressure on yourself, guys, okay? Some days, if you can't figure things out, it's better to just accept that you can't figure them out. That's it, you know? Move on to something that you do have some control over, like making a really nice meal for yourself, or giving some of your time and attention to somebody else that you enjoy spending time with, or reading a book, you know, listening to music. We are in a deeply transitional period, so the energies are kind of like until they settle into this new Pluto and Aquarius paradigm from next year, the end of January. Three of Swords. Who broke your heart, my love? There is a big disappointment here, a big sadness that is blocking you from moving forward in your career, vocab victuals, yeah? I don't see that success is coming anytime soon, because it's kind of like you set yourself up for failure. It's like you, again, there is that feeling like you hear that people are saying you need to be successful. Yes, okay, success in my career. But emotionally, there's a hurt here. I see that a broken heart, a situation where you feel that other people are constantly being awarded, or they're paid more money, they're being placed in front of you. And what about you? Yeah, what about you? How about you start seeing yourself in this really positive, confident light, that you don't expect somebody else to come and to say, yes, you matter. Yes, I'm gonna pay you a lot of money. How about you start saying this to yourself every day and see what happens? If you struggle, I would recommend placing affirmations. You can create them yourself. You can also use my list of Gemini full moon affirmations. I have it on my other channel, Eden Nearby. I created them to help you guys out, to help you manifest this energy. So print them out, write them by hands, put them in front of your bathroom mirror, repeat them every day and see what happens. I challenge you to do this for 28 days. Because that's how long, apparently, we need to create a new positive habit. Ariana, Lexi, regarding what you want to do with your hair, just go for it. Yes, I completely agree with that. Thank you, Ariana. That's what I've been doing. I have gotten really good at doing my own nails, at doing my own hair. I'm working out on my own, because all of the people that I usually go to, they refuse to help me out. So I was kind of pushed by circumstances to develop my own creativity, to develop my own skills. I make my own food, I pay my own bills, I do all the repairs in my house. I'm a one-woman show because there wasn't any help, there wasn't any acceptance. So in a way, what was devastating to me at that point was a blessing, because now I can do all of these things. I can sew, I can cook, I can do my nails, I can do my pedicure, you know, I can take care of my business. So yeah, it's like whenever life gives us a wall, try not to spend too much time wallowing into this mentality of poor little me. Go ahead and do it on your own. If somebody tells you you can't have a house, build it on your own. If somebody tells you you cannot raise a sum of money, do it anyway, and you'll see that it will come towards you. You have to have this super strong inner belief, like, I will do it. I don't care. I feel like I'm gonna do it. You can say whatever you want, but I will do it. You know, and that's how I got my PhD, and that's how I traveled the world and wasn't attacked or murdered or sold into human trafficking rings. And you know, that's how I survived all sorts of really disappointing romantic situations. So yeah, but maybe, you know, maybe this is just me because I have a Jupiter in Aries. So every time when I believe in myself, every time when I'm brave, every time when I fight and I do everything on my own, I get lucky. You know, that's the thing. I have to do everything solo to have success. So yeah, if you have a Jupiter in Cancer, that's a very different energy, because you kind of need to rely on the strength of your family. Look at Paris Hilton, for example. Paris Hilton has, if I'm not mistaken, a Jupiter in Cancer. Yes, I think I looked at her chart recently. And she draws a lot of energy from, well, she was born into a family that was very wealthy and gave her a lot of privileges already. So she draws a lot of wealth and growth and opportunities and abundance from her family of origin. But also, she seems really happy with the family she's creating for herself right now. So, again, the family she's creating is giving her more happiness and more wealth and more chances of growth. So, yeah, check to see where Jupiter is in your chart and work your Jupiter, baby. Okay, Rajala Kashmi, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your word. I don't see your question. You asked me to take your question, but I don't see it. Oh, you want to come out of a difficult and stagnating life and get job to settle down. How will it materialize? I will be approaching an elderly person. I don't understand what that means. Are you going to see a mentor or like a spiritual coach? Are you thinking of marrying an elderly person? Okay, let's just keep it to one question. How are you going to come out of stagnation in your life? Because it's too much in that phrase. So let's see. How are you going to come out? I think that what I said earlier applies very strongly to you. You have to start doing things on your own. You have to stop relying on the help of other people. You really need to work with your masculine energy. I don't know exactly what gender you are, but we all have feminine and masculine energy inside of us. And you need to amplify that masculine energy. Start doing things on your own. Apply to a job. If you want to get a job, start saving money. The money that you're saving is going to help you move forward in your life by helping you purchase a home or rent an apartment. I feel that you are chasing a spouse here. You are hoping that a spouse can help you out, but I don't think that this is happening. I see that the energy of the Emperor is you. You need to start taking control of your life and making choices, making some tough decisions. You need to start saying, yes, I want this, no, I don't want this, and to stick by them. Okay, so that's what's going to help you move forward. Masculine energy, your own. Monet. Hi, Lexi. Do you have any advice, clarity on your love life? Let's see. Okay. Guys, I keep thinking about that thing about Jim Carrey that I wanted to say. It's like he's haunting this entire full moon in Gemini life. It's not coming to me. Maybe it's supposed to be a mystery. Maybe you're supposed to go out on some sort of a limb and do some research on Jim Carrey. There is this 6 minutes documentary called I Need Color on YouTube, and he talks about his paintings. And then, yeah, this YouTuber, I think it's Blind Dweller. Blind Dweller does these really in-depth psychological profiles of artists and their lives. And I think he talked about this energy of Jim Carrey and the documentary called I Need Color. But my point with it was, God, why did I bring it up? It's haunting me right now. Anyway, Monet, what do you need to know regarding your love? Oh, let's see. The Nine of Pentacles. So I see that you will attract more opportunities towards you the more you kind of focus on your body. It may sound superficial, but wearing good looking clothes, clothes that make you feel comfortable while wearing them, wearing colors that flatter you, wearing the type of jewelry that you enjoy and that really emphasizes, kind of like puts a sparkle on your skin. I just think you need to focus more on this kind of energy, like being the lady in the garden, feeling comfortable with your body, eating well so that people see that you're healthy and that you get all the right nutrients, because you guys know that if we eat well, then our skin, it shows on our skin, it shows in our hair and our nails. So I feel that the advice is very pragmatic. In terms of you, if you're struggling at the moment in your love life, it could be because you're tiring yourself out, you're over dieting, or you're allowing other people to interfere with your confidence. You're not showing your body to the world. You may cover it up. You may wear ugly clothes or clothes that are very worn down. Or you may wear what other people are telling you to wear, not what you feel comfortable in, and that makes you look uncomfortable. That makes you look like you're not happy with how you look. So focus on building your physical confidence. Focus on eating well, including some exercise in your routine. Make sure that you dress well. Make sure that you make choices regarding your style that really bring out your beauty. Yeah, you are naturally beautiful. All of us are naturally beautiful. It's just a case of kind of like emphasizing that, underlining it, bringing out so people see your beauty, not hiding in the shadows anymore. Somebody's saying that they're getting big sister energy from me. Great, thank you. I am a big sister. Okay, Zale Lunata is saying that all her life she has felt like she came here to be a spiritual warrior. I just don't know how to get started making a difference and using my esoteric skills. Let's see. Okay, Zale. How can Zale use the esoteric skills? Manifest by writing things down. I know it may sound simple or stupidly simple, but you need to start putting thought to paper. You know that this is one way in which spells are created, right? You are not going to be effective in manipulating energy around you if you're not going to start chanting, if you're not going to start saying the words of a spell, if you're not going to start praying. You have to start doing that. You have to take the thought and put it into words, and especially put it in writing. You manifest a lot of things, a lot of your esoteric abilities activate as you speak, as you chant, as you write things down. Yeah. So you could be really good at writing love spell letters. You could be really good as well at creating enchanted diagrams. Calligraphy can be a really wonderful way to get in touch with an ancient skill that is able to activate your occult abilities. So try things out by writing them down. We manifest things so easily once we make them from the realm of thoughts, from the 5D. We bring them into reality in the simplest way by speaking them into being and by writing them down. Think about how when you're trying to build a city or a house, you first need to develop the map, right? You first need to develop the architectural plan. You need to measure things, you need to check how many materials you need. So you need to put it down. Whatever idea you have, you put it down into writing and it begins to manifest. Okay? Now, Brianna Lisette Juarez. My twin flame, who has his moon in Gemini, is set to move in Tokyo in December. Will we reunite one day? Wow, fascinating. Okay, we got a moon in Gemini situation in the chat. So, will you reunite? Let's see. Okay. Will you, There were a couple of cards that appeared and they dropped like this, so they didn't fall to the table. I'm going to ignore them because the one that actually appeared upright looking at me is the Wheel of Fortune, and behind it is the Eight of Pentacles. We got this before, but the Wheel of Fortune talks about Jupiter, travel, it talks about good luck and happiness. Yes, you're going to reunite one day. I even think that you may travel to visit him. So you may go to where he is. I think it was Tokyo from what you said. Yeah. Move to Tokyo in December. Yeah. One of you is going to travel to see the other one. I have a feeling it may be you traveling to see him at some point. Okay. Gabriela. Hello, Gabi. So I have this weird situation going on with a friend. I'm trying not to put my face too much because you guys don't need to see my pores, but I need to read from the chat. I suspect it might be something more. I don't know if this is what I want, but I'm curious. Okay, so Gabby is asking about a friend. Is this friend of the same gender as you? Or, I don't know, I'm kind of getting some some same-sex vibes. It could be that this person, if they are not of the same gender, they could be into the same gender as they are. Let's see what the cards have to say. Like falling in love with your gay best friend. This happens to me so often, guys. Oh my goodness. I just love men who are in touch with their feminine side. They are so rare. And when it happens, it's a thing of beauty and I become obsessed with it. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, so I fall in love with all of my gay best friends. Now we have here the Four of Wands. Yeah, I see that the feeling is mutual, Gabri. Okay, so I feel that definitely what you're picking up on is some desire, some sensual desire, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so this person wants you. You're not making things up. Yeah. Now it's a question of whether you want them as well, because it needs to be mutual to manifest. Yeah. Vanessa. And then we'll take Hope. Thank you so much, Hope Personal. You're so sweet. So let's see, Vanessa. I don't currently have a job. I'm wondering if one is coming for me in the near future. Okay. I feel that, yeah, I keep hearing yes, yes, yes. So something is coming, Vanessa. The question is whether you would be happy with the offer. Let's see. Yeah, the Nine of Wands. You may decide to pass it on. You may decide to say it's not for me. So something is coming, but you're not going to be so thrilled. Maybe there's something there problematic with the payment. Maybe it's too far away. I also see here a King of Wands. So an older Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, a man, somebody that could be a boss, could convince you otherwise. This is a person that would really like you to work for them. You're going to have to show a lot of determination. If you want it, you're going to have to really show this very confident man that you are the right person for the job. Yeah? So yes, there definitely is something coming your way. Now, Hope. Any messages that come up to be appreciated? Okay. And I think I'm going to end with this. So Hope is saying, just to say I appreciate you giving so much on this full moon. And any messages that are coming through are appreciated. Hope, for you, I'm going to pull from the Oracle. We began with the Oracle, the Priestess of Light, and we're going to end with the Oracle. Because I'm getting a little bit tired, and not only that, but I'm my throat. I've been speaking for an hour and 40 minutes, and it's a little bit. Ugh. That thing about Jim Carrey still didn't keep him up. I am potentially going to wake up tomorrow morning with a very clear idea of what I wanted to say regarding him, and I'm going to post it on either Instagram or in the community tab. Okay. And look out for an analysis of his chart somewhere in January on my website. But the card that dropped to the ground is the following. So this is for Hope Personal. And I see here a portal, infinite mind, awakening, and consciousness. Whether you know it or not, you are actually leveling up in this period. Your skills are improving, your confidence is boosting. You may even go through a physical glow up. There is something quite beautiful that you are manifesting. It's like, I think that because you're so generous and your thoughts are so positive, it's kind of reflecting back upon you, like the love and generosity that you put into the world. You see very clearly here. This is the first card in the Oracle deck. You see how powerful she is, how calm, how centered. And I feel this is the energy that you're manifesting at the moment. So congratulations, you're basically making magic happen in your life. As we all can, yeah, all of us can do that. In the last month, I've noticed how strange my thoughts have been this year. How I've been fighting with myself and trying to overcome negativity and an attraction towards what is dark and negative and critical. And as soon as I changed this mentality, things started opening up again. It's even showing itself in the environment. The environment around me is starting to change in a positive way, in the way in which I want it to. I am going to talk about my experiences and what happened behind the scenes in my life on my other channel, the Eden Nearby, because I know that not all of you are interested in that, but I'm just going to create a video in which I'm going to talk to you about synchronicities and signs and how I've been really struggling with the transit of the planet Saturn over my mind, over my Mercury. It's been darkening it a lot, and I've been really struggling to think positively, but at the same time, the increased perseverance to not allow myself be overcome by negative thoughts is really paying off right now. So, Saturn gives you things in time. And now I'm reaping the benefits of me not giving up completely to negativity. And I'm really thankful for this. I'm really grateful for the fact that you guys are here. I really hope that these mini readings have helped you. I'm sorry if I couldn't take your question. Please make sure to tune in next time. Please also consider, booking a reading with me. I have a very cheap, quick help from the divine reading. It is always priced at €5. It will never change. This is specifically a service I created for those of you who are a little bit interested in tarot, but you may not want to pay full price for a full reading. So make sure to check that out, or also check my sale this month. You have 3 or 4 days left to go. Yeah, and I think this is it. In the name of the full moon in Gemini, in the name of our beautiful spiritual community here, I thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you found this insightful. Thank you for hanging out with me. And in the name of the ghost of Jim Carrey that has been haunting this reading, I hope that I will remember what I wanted to say by using his example. Yeah, take care, my beautiful beings, especially those of you who have important planets and points in Gemini at the moment. I love you guys so much. See you next time. Ciao.